I'm Owen Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Okay, let me just give you guys a kind of a interesting project here. There's a pre-sale one. I get dozens of these every single week, sometimes 5 or 6 a day that come into my inbox, unsolicited, of course, from developers, because I'm a realtor. They go into the Vancouver Real Estate Board and pull, a lot of the realtors' email addresses, and so it's easy to get. But I'm getting tons of these, and pre-sales right now I've talked about, they're hurting right now. They're not selling. They're giving a lot more incentives out there to try and move these units. And part of the reason is the price per square foot on these is pretty expensive. I'm going to give you one here in Coquitlam. But the point I want to make here, and I've talked about this before, I want to defend the developer here, and I have all along with this. There's a misnomer out there that developers these days, they sell these pre-sales. They do a pro forma is what they do. They have to secure the land, get it through the zoning, get it through the NIMBYs, get it through City Hall approved. Then they got to hire a marketing company. Then they've got to hire a construction and that's going to build it. And then from there, they've got to outsource all the materials, the concrete, the rebar, the glass, the finishings, the appliances, the tile, the flooring, the HVAC equipment. It's so many moving parts with this, but it's called a pro forma. They have to estimate what our costs are going to be, and then what do we have to sell these units for, let's call it on a price per square foot basis, that we can make a reasonable profit on. That's the thing I want to point out to people. Don't get me wrong, developers make a very good living if everything goes right, but they're not bandits going to the bank and making a killing on many of these. First off, they have to have a lot of stuff that goes right. There's never going to be everything that goes right. There's always going to be a few things, delays, all kinds of stuff. Construction shortages, can't get concrete at such a price, it's gone up, whatever. Delays in getting the units sold or the pre-sales. There's all kinds of things that go wrong. But if everything goes right, I think a lot of people don't understand the profit margins for these developers is somewhere between about 12 to 18%, maybe as high as 20% if everything goes right, which it seldom does. So they are taking on a tremendous amount of risk. It's a long process. From the time they secure the land to the time they get it all built can be 6, 7, 8, 10 years or more before they get their money. They've got all the holding costs along the way. And again, so many things can go wrong that everyone that does dips a little bit into their profit margin that they've come up with on this pro forma. So that's the thing I want to point out to you guys here. It's not a gravy train here. But it's a tough business here to make money on these. The thing I want to point out here too, this is Coquitlam. 1-bedroom units here, in mid-tower, so it's going to be a 40-story tower. So mid-tower, let's call it the 20th floor. 1 bed's 490 square feet in the low 600,000s, plus GST on top of that. So if you do the math on it, that comes to over $1,300 a square foot, $1,326 a square foot for a mid-floor unit, 1 bed. When you get into the 2 beds, that price per square foot goes down. Those are 850 square feet, priced in the high 800s starting, plus GST. So that takes those down to probably more like about $1,175 a square foot. 1 beds are usually the most expensive per square foot. But over $1,300 a square foot, I mean, that is a high price for Coquitlam. Probably won't get keys on this for another 3 or 4 or 5 years. Now, I've got stuff in the West End, I tell you guys, that I'm selling for $1,000 a square foot. Now, of course, it's a 45-year-old concrete building with shared laundry, but this is the best of the best when it comes to the dirt that it's sitting on. This is prime West End, sitting on a double-sized lot. As far as investment goes, it's not even close. For $620, I can get you a unit that'll rent for $2,600, $2,700, $2,800 on an incredibly valuable piece of land in downtown Vancouver in the West End. This unit will cost you more out in Coquitlam and probably won't rent for more than about $2,400, $2,500, $2,600. So lower cap rate, more money here. So, but again, the point I want to make is that this is the new norm here, and this is the price per square foot that's going to need to be delivered on moving forward here, and how tangible product right now is not reflective of this new environment. And that's why I've been telling you guys for a while, get a piece of downtown Vancouver. Interest rates are coming down, get in front of it. Especially if you can get into something in downtown for $10.50, $11, $1,200 a square foot. That price is going to look pretty darn good in 10, 12, 13, 14 years. It's going to look pretty good in 5 years. Because to deliver product now, new product, this is the going rate. $13.25 in Coquitlam. We're talking in downtown Vancouver with the cost of land here and the few luxury strata, because that's all that's getting built, they're going to be starting at $1,800 a square foot for a third floor over the parkade entrance to well over $3,000 a square foot. So, but the reason for this is, and why I'm telling you that the developer here isn't making a killing, is because everything has skyrocketed here in the last 5 years. The cost to secure that land, the cost to finance that land, the cost to get it through all the government zoning and regulation, and the community the community upgrades that you have to give the city of Vancouver. The cost to secure a construction company, a developer to build it, the cost of that concrete, the rebar, the glass, the appliances has all skyrocketed here. We've got a labor shortage that's gone through the roof. So just keep that in mind. That's the point I want to make here, is that we're talking over $1,300 a square foot here for Coquitlam. And again, I tell you, that is going to be the new norm, and it's going to continue to go up. That's reflective of our current construction environment. That I think a lot of tangible product isn't there yet. But the final thing, of course, I've been on this for a little while. Everyone, the copy on it: embrace iconic design, revel in unparalleled value. Iconic. So I looked at the tower. This tower is not iconic, but every single one of these is iconic. I've told you guys about this. Part of the reason for this is these developers doing the proforma. It's a tight, business here. They don't have the money for the platinum marketing program. Money is tight. So we're going to go with the bronze marketing program. And for that, you get a boilerplate. And they're all using it. The boilerplate is you just change the name of the development, and all the ad copy is pretty much the same for all of these. Every building they're building is iconic. But the point I'm making here, guys, developers are not making a killing at this. This is the new norm, $1,300 a square foot for Coquitlam. I'm seeing stuff on the east side of Vancouver, wood frame at $1,450 a square foot. This is the new norm. So you can buy tangible product at under $1,200 a square foot downtown Vancouver. You can get tangible product in older concrete buildings in the West End for $1,000, $1,050 a square foot. It's going to look pretty good 10 years from now. I'm Owen Bigland. As always, thanks for watching. See you next week.